e.l.f. Cosmetics just hired this guy, Matt Rife. And no one's talking about what he's been up to lately, but they should. This is the same comedian who joked about domestic violence on Netflix, and when people called him out, he sent them to a fake special needs helmet store. Now, he's the face of a feel-good makeup brand, but here's where it gets darker. Right before this ad dropped, Matt Rife bought the real-life haunted museum, the one holding the Annabelle doll. Yes, that Annabelle. So, a guy with a history of mocking abuse survivors is now in charge of a demonic doll, and is being used to sell lip gloss? That's not a marketing campaign, that's an occult PR stunt. Was e.l.f. trying to make a fun ad, or did they just hand their brand over to someone who plays with curses for clout? Either way, would you buy from e.l.f. again? And if you've been paying attention, this is what big brands do. They don't just sell you products, they sell you energy, symbols, and sometimes the darkest vibes possible. From haunted museum ownership to becoming makeup brand face with controversial past. The biggest face of cosmetics in 2025 isn't a supermodel or a pop star, but a stand-up comic with a history of jokes about domestic violence.
What's up? I'm Matt Rife.
Matt Rife, famous, controversial, and, somehow, the chosen face of e.l.f. Cosmetics. But here's the real question. Why would a billion-dollar beauty brand risk everything on a man whose career thrives on outrage? And who actually benefits from all the chaos he leaves behind? Born in Ohio, small-town kid, raised by a single mom after his father committed a suicide. Comedy became his escape. By 15, he was already on stage. By 17, he landed Wild 'N Out. But fame didn't come overnight. He grinded through small clubs, TikTok sketches, even a Netflix special nobody remembers. Then in 2022-2023, clips of his crowd work went viral. Young women shared them like crazy. Rife's fan base exploded. TikTok made him a household name. But here's the problem. The bigger he got, the darker his image became.
How old are you?
Me?
No, not you. I know how old you are. No, there's a boy behind you. How old is that person? You're 18? You're a pedophile's dream. Oh my God.
He's 14.
You're 14? You're a pedophile's dream.
In late 2023, Rife opened his comedy special with a domestic violence joke. Social media erupted.
There, and the hostess who seats you at the restaurant had a black eye. A full black eye. And it wasn't like, what happened? It was pretty obvious what happened. And we couldn't get over the fact that we're like, this is the face of the company? This is who you have greeting people? And my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face, And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye.
But instead of ending his career, something strange happened. Ticket sales went up. Netflix streamed his content harder. His fan base doubled. By 2024, he was one of Forbes' top creators, making over $50 million. So ask yourself, was this really Backlash, or was this controlled controversy engineered to push his name higher? Here's where it gets creepy.
Hey guys, super random but incredible announcement. I have just bought the Ed and Lorraine Warren's home and occult museum with my very good friend Elton Castay. If you guys have ever seen any of the Conjuring films, the Annabelle films, or even Amityville Horror, this is the home that inspired all of those stories. This might be the most important and prominent piece of paranormal history in the world. Ed and Lorraine Warren are who took demonology and ghost hunting and paranormal investigation and made it mainstream. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't know what any of this means whatsoever, but if you follow ghost stuff, this is about as big as it gets. So what does this all mean? It means that Elton Castay and myself are the owners of the physical Ed and Lorraine Warren's home and occult museum. We are the legal guardians and caretakers of all 750 haunted artifacts and items in the Warren Museum, including the Annabelle doll. I must go on record and say we do not legally own the items, but we are the legal guardians and caretakers of the items for at least the next 5 years. And what this means for you guys is you are going to soon be able to book a night or a weekend and stay at the Warrens' house and investigate the house and the history of the house, as well as the museum and all the artifacts inside of it. This is the most random hobby ever, but it's so fucking cool, man. I should probably collect stamps or something. Might be a little safer. But yeah, we own the house, and we are very excited for you guys to see it. Stay tuned.
Now, why would a rising mainstream comic tie his image to the paranormal? To most people, it sounds like marketing, but step back. Annabelle isn't just a doll. It's a pop culture icon of possession, of souls trapped in objects, of control. And suddenly, this comedian known for edgy jokes is leaning into themes of being controlled, haunted, consumed. Even creepier. Fans claim Rife started dropping references to energy, spirits, and dark vibes during his sets. Things that didn't match his persona before. So here's the conspiracy. Was this haunted museum purchase just a hobby? Or was it initiation? Think about it. Every celebrity tied to occult objects, from musicians staging rituals on stage to actors linked to cursed sets, has become larger than life, untouchable, infamous. Is Matt being pushed down the same path? Is his haunted tie-in part of the same symbolism that keeps surfacing in Hollywood? The goo, the dolls, the masks. The haunted museum isn't random. It's branding with meaning. The question is, whose meaning? If that's his choice, then instead of trying to fix his image, all the bad press, the backlash, the criticism, he's leaning into it. He's basically saying, yeah, I'm dark, I'm cursed, I'm controversial, and I want you to see me that way. That's not damage control. That's branding. He's turning the hate into fuel. He's making himself impossible to ignore, even if the attention is negative. It's like he'd rather be remembered as the guy linked to a haunted doll than forgotten as just another comedian who fell off. But if it's not Rife's idea, if it's coming from the people backing him, the brands, the managers, the machine behind him, then the haunted museum connection isn't just random. It's part of a bigger pattern we've seen in entertainment for years, sneaking occult, creepy, or dark magic symbols into mainstream culture. In this view, the haunted museum isn't about Matt Rife's personality, it's about plugging him into a larger script. The industry is demonic, you want to make it, you need to sell your soul. And just so in 2025, e.l.f. Cosmetics crowned him their new ambassador, a makeup brand choosing a man criticized for misogyny. But here's the play. 80% of his audience are young women, and outrage sells. Matt isn't the mistake. They wanted the chaos. The company's global chief marketing officer, Corey Marchesato, told Business of Fashion that Rife's TikTok audience was roughly 80% female and 75% under age 34, making him right in the sweet spot of their Gen Z target market. The campaign triggered immediate backlash, with fans calling it tone deaf. Someone said in their comments, "Is Matt Rife here to see us concealer for black eyes from domestic violence?" Comment alone liked by over 112,000 people. That's not good. One crucial influencer's comment received 250,000 likes for bashing the company for involving Matt. And just so after 4 days of campaigning, e.l.f. releases apology and ends the campaign, though the content stayed live for a while. Maybe Matt Rife isn't just a comedian. Maybe he's the experiment. Think about it. He's the prototype for a new kind of celebrity, one designed for backlash, someone who soaks up hate, turns it into clicks, and somehow makes brands money in the process. That's why every move he makes feels scripted, like he's reading from a playbook. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe because we've got way more to uncover.